Hello, 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 hello. What's good, everybody? What's up? What's up? Next up, athletics. What it do, baby? All right, so as a lot of you guys know, today we are interviewing Christina. She is a female athlete that we're going to talk to today. I'm kind of just going to go through. I will post, I'm actually going to tag my Instagram account, my personal Instagram account, and her Instagram account. So I'm just waiting. I don't know if she's in here already, but if you are, Christina, go ahead and request me so that way I can approve it and we can go from there. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask her while we're kind of going back and forth, go ahead and leave the question in like the little questions box. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let me add my I'll pin my personal Instagram account here. And also, we just posted on the page a flyer with like my picture and then her picture that also has like our profiles tagged. So go there if you are having trouble finding our accounts. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Hold on. Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you. You're so cute. Oh my gosh.
You. Oh my God. You're so cute too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Is it cool if I'm like this way? I don't know. Do you want me like the other way? Or... I don't know.
I don't know why it's like that.
I don't know.
I don't know. Is your
camera
camera like wide? Is it the wide camera?
I think so. Well, it's like standing this way. I don't know.
That's weird.
Well, does it work or I don't. Let's see.
Try to turn it.
Okay, wait.
That way when we post it, we're both.
Like this way. Okay, wait. How will I do it? I don't think it'll work with the stand because it's like a sideways one, I think.
Okay.
Well,
That's fine.
We'll see.
Always fine.
Okay.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So we had some people comment on the post, like with some questions that they had to ask you. So I'm kind of just gonna go through like we're getting to know each other. Yeah. And then any questions that come up, and I'll probably read some of the questions that get brought up here too. Okay. So we'll kind of just do it that way. So first, go ahead and introduce yourself. What's your full name?
Okay, well, first of all, if you don't know me, my name is Christina. Most people call me Tina, Chrissy, other things, CJ. I'm currently a tennis player at West Virginia University, and I'm a senior. Really excited because it's my last year, and yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask you next was what year you are. So you're a senior. You're almost done. How's that feel?
Honestly, I was like, time, like, I don't know, in school, it just went by so fast. I remember when I was a freshman, and now I'm graduating in May. It's like, that time, it just flew by. Like, it's bittersweet. I'm sad, but I'm kind of like ready to go too.
Yeah, no, understandable. So what initially got you into tennis? Because obviously not many women are in tennis or don't really
Right,
play. You don't hear about many women that are in
right.
tennis and stick with it at least. So what has you interested in tennis and when did you start
Um,
playing?
well, when I was like, I want to say 5, I had like, like those old little Disney TVs. It has like a little, Mickey Mouse stand or whatever. And I was watching Venus play Serena, and I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I want to hit a bat with the ball. And he was like, You want to play baseball? I was like, No, come in my room, like it's on TV. And it
Yeah.
was tennis. And my dad was like, No, that's tennis. Like, so if that's what you want to do, like, we'll make it happen. And ever since then, I've been playing. So,
That's good. Okay. So you kind of just, is that the only sport that you ever played or did you play other sports or?
no, I played basketball. I also ran track. I was actually really good in track. If I hadn't played tennis, I definitely would have ran track. So.
Okay, so did you have other opportunities to play other sports in college or was tennis like kind of the main one that you were running with?
I would say tennis mostly because when I was running track, I stopped right before my freshman year of high school because I moved to Florida to go and play tennis. So my parents gave me like the ultimatum. They were like, either, you go down here to play tennis or you go down here to run track. And I chose tennis. So,
Okay. Good. Well, that's awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so why did you choose West Virginia?
Well, first of all, I love the campus. It's really big. I always wanted to go to like a big school with, a lot of people, and West Virginia actually has 3 campuses, so it's pretty big. And I don't know, like when I came here, I just got like a really, kind of like a home feeling. That was like a big thing for me. Wherever I decided to go, I wanted to make sure that I was being taken care of, and this is somewhere that I felt, it's taking great care of me. So
Good, good. I was gonna ask too, you, what was I gonna ask? I forgot. Um, I don't remember. But okay, so we'll just go on. Next question. Um, I'm on. I drew a blank. But okay, so one of the questions that was asked, like in the comments, was, "What do you aspire to be after college?"
oh, that
So
is a
like,
good.
first, actually, let's go here. What are you majoring in?
I'm a psych major. I'm
Okay.
minoring in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the reason that I actually chose to be a psych major was because my brothers were diagnosed with mental disabilities about 2 years ago. And it just really inspired me to want to study the field and go into that and just, kind of get more of a grasp and understand why certain things are happening. So I'm actually going to take a year off. I'm going to try to pursue modeling a little bit and maybe like some acting as well. And then I'm gonna go back to school, get my master's in nursing, and hopefully become a psychiatric nurse practitioner.
Awesome. Well, that's
Yeah,
good. So you have. So where originally are you from?
Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Um, so it was like kind of a little change for you to move to West
yes, it
Virginia.
was.
Okay. And you have. So how many siblings do you have?
I have 3 total. 2 younger brothers, they're twins, and then an older sister. She's 30 now. So.
Okay. And did any of them play sports? Do they currently play
Yeah.
sports?
My brothers actually played football, basketball, and ran track. They both had opportunities to go to HBCUs for track, but
Oh,
unfortunately, they had to stop.
okay.
Problems.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if there was one person that you could say that you look up to, who would it be?
Definitely my mom. She's like amazing. I would say my mom and Serena Williams, like both of them. My mom primarily because like I've known her my whole life, and she kind of like showed the way and really grew me into the person that like I am today. She always had like really good values, good morals, and just kind of taught me, you know, what it means and how to treat other people. So I just feel like she's such a strong woman, and she's like really like one of the main reasons why I do what I do today. So
shout out to you, Mom.
I know.
You raised the real one.
Probably watching this right now. It's like,
okay, and why Serena Williams?
Serena is amazing. She is like.
I mean, we all know why Serena
Williams.
Like, but what's your?
When I was 8, I think not 8. I was like 12 or 13. She was playing at a world team tennis. It's like a kind of like a summer league for like professional athletes and like collegiate athletes too. And I asked her for her signature, and she looked at me and she was like, "Girl, I love that dress that you have on. I can tell that you're gonna be somebody." And I was like, "Oh my God!" Like from then on, I was like, "I love Serena." I was like, "Serena, everything." That's it. I love both of the Williams sisters. But
so you've met Serena before?
Yes, that was when I was like, she probably doesn't even remember, but I was like 13. And actually, I played with Venus last year at the Greenbrier. I was her hitting partner, so.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
So you in there?
Yes.
You in there.
Trying to be.
Too funny. Okay. A few other questions, and I'll just say, like, for everyone that's still in the chat, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to post them here. And let me see if there's any in here too. A lot of these questions are not directed towards what we're talking about, so no. Okay, so next question. This is kind of very different. I mean, this was one of the questions that was in the comments, so I'll ask it because I guess they want to know. Okay. But also, I'm assuming Serena Williams is your favorite tennis player? Who's your favorite tennis player?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like hard to say because I love both of the Williams sisters. There's this that young girl Coco. I love her.
I was actually just about to ask. She seems like very humbled.
Yes, like she's very humble. Well, I haven't met her personally, but from what I've seen, she seems very humble. Yeah. Like to be that young and like doing what she's doing is like amazing. But I wouldn't say I have like a favorite, but definitely Williams sisters is top 1, top 2. So.
Who is your favorite NBA player? Do you watch the NBA?
I'm not.
Do you watch any sports?
I watch some basketball. Okay, I love LeBron.
Yes,
I would say that. Just I don't know. My parents are like crazy LeBron fans, so like whenever he's on the screen, that's like what we're watching is LeBron. Yeah. But whatever team he's on, that's what we're watching. So that's like probably really cliche, but yeah.
No, I'm the same way. People are like, "Oh, who's your favorite NBA team?" I'm like, LeBron. Not a team, but whatever team he's on, that's his team.
Exactly.
Too funny. Okay. Few other questions that we have left. So one of them is, what does it mean to you to be a beautiful baller?
Ooh. Well, this is going to sound kind of cliche too, but I would just say it's like about being like a boss. Like, you know, for starters, like female athletics is, I wouldn't say like not as big, but as like male athletics, but like I feel like you guys are bringing a lot of exposure to, you know, female athletes and showing like what we can do. And for me, it's like you're a boss, you're doing what you do, and you don't even have to be like the best at it, or you don't have to be, you know, the greatest, but just doing something and showing that you're doing a commitment to a sport, waking up every day, doing a sport, that in itself is a lot. And I really commend every single female athlete because it is hard. It is
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's if you had you know, one piece of advice for a female athlete that's in college that's kind of struggling? Because I mean, I've been there myself where I'm like, I don't think I can do this, or you know what I mean. It's hard being like a female, not just a female athlete, being an athlete in general, and being in college. I feel like a lot of non-athletes just really don't understand the struggle and how difficult it is. So, what would you say is one piece of advice that you would have for a student athlete going through that right
now? I would say the main thing is to just stay true to yourself. And if you're not like, sometimes it's okay to not be able to do something, because waking up every day and doing your sport is already hard enough. And if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But it is hard, and it's okay to struggle. It's okay to go through things. Everyone goes through things. And I feel like one thing that you just have to remember is it's going to be hard, but you can always get through it. And whether that be you playing your sport or not playing your sport, either way, there's going to be something positive that comes out of it. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what would you say for maybe a high school student that is trying to get exposure? I mean, as a female athlete, I think that's one thing that women in general, female athletes struggle with the most, is gaining exposure or gaining the respect out of the sport that they deserve. So what would your advice be on being recruited and getting into college and things like that? What would you say is
Well, when I was in high school, there's a lot of like showcases, and a lot of college coaches will come there and they'll say like, hey, I saw you playing, I like what I see, you know. One thing I would say though is I took the initiative myself, and I actually emailed some people. Like, I was like, hey, like, this is me, this is who I am, you know, let me know what you think. Here's a video of me playing. I know what I can do, I know what I can bring to the table. And sometimes like you don't, like, how do I say this, don't be afraid to like go after what you want, and don't be afraid to speak up or show your abilities, because sometimes you never know like what could come out of that, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, definitely sending I mean, just to kind of wrap that up, is just I agree that, I mean, I myself, I was a coach at one point, so sending out emails and sending out your highlight film and stuff like that does do a lot. So now seeing, like, I mean, you're a senior in college, so what would you say that maybe a college coach would be looking for in one of their athletes?
That's hard. I don't know exactly, because it's like every single person differs. Every single person has like different personalities, but I would say the biggest thing is like hardworking. School and doing athletics is really hard together. So you have to make sure that this is something that you want to do and that you're committed to it, because if you're not like committed, it's very hard to get through. And I feel like that's like the biggest thing. I would say, the biggest thing.
And commitment, I mean, that comes with sacrifice. staying home if you don't want to, and your friends are going out. Sacrificing time management, figuring out when's the best time to actually sit down and do my homework and sleep, because I'm personally it's hard. It's hard. So I definitely agree with that. So we had someone comment and say, they asked, what's your opinion on most people's thoughts that girls / women's sports aren't really sports?
Somebody said that? I can't believe somebody said that.
Yeah.
Well, if that was the case, then there wouldn't be a WNBA. There wouldn't be a WTA. There wouldn't even be softball. There wouldn't be any sport that is specifically tendered towards female athletes. And if they're thinking that way, that's sad, and I feel like they need to do some soul searching.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what other questions we have going through here. Hold on a second. Okay, so if you could, I'll actually post it here. Okay, so if you could be a mentor / trained by any professional tennis player, male or female, who would it be?
I kind of already received like a lot of mentoring from Venus, and so I kind of like already had that experience, which was amazing. She's an amazing person. But honestly, I don't know if people know him. Roger Federer, he is amazing. He's, I want to say, like close to his 40s, and he's still playing on the like professional tour, which Serena and Venus both are doing, and like that is like amazing. And to be able to stay so committed and so dedicated for so long, I just want to know how they can do that, because that would help me so much.
Yeah, so ultimately, like once your senior year is up and you're graduated, I know you did say you wanted to get into psychiatric nursing, right?
Right.
So do you see yourself like continuing to play tennis or like doing anything with that as far as like coaching or training yourself?
For sure. I definitely will do some coaching for sure. I'm still considering, I honestly might play like a few pro tournaments just to see, it doesn't hurt to try.
Right.
Also, I still have one more season left, so depending on how that goes, that'll also determine, the future as well.
Okay. Perfect. So someone asked here, how do you get to communicate with college coaches if they're possibly busy with other things, and how do you know if they will respond back to you?
I would say you never know. You never know. Sometimes you might send a coach an email and you might not get a response, but if you don't send the email, then you'll never know. So it's just best to send, I would say, emails. Most of the time, coaches have their emails on their on the website, so you can literally just go on the website, copy paste, and send them an email. I would say whenever it's like heavy, whatever sport you play, whenever it's like heavy and there's a lot of tournaments going on, they're probably going to be more busy. But
not off season.
Yeah, not off season. That's a perfect time.
Yeah, especially, so I can say just from myself being a former college athlete and playing and coaching, that if you don't put yourself out there, they may never know. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, you might as well risk it all because you have nothing to lose at that point. So that would be my advice to anyone that's looking to gain exposure or looking, even if it's a school that you want that hasn't reached out to you yet. Like I personally was emailing the schools that I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So I think that too super important.
Yeah, for sure.
Next question. What is hard about being an athlete, and what is the challenge? What are the challenges you have to face?
Ooh. For starters, it is hard to wake up in the morning and know, like, I'm about to go through a full day of practice and I'm probably not going to get home until 9 o'clock at night. But one thing I would say, I struggled like a little bit my sophomore and junior year. I wasn't getting the results that I was used to getting. So that can be very tough. Sometimes you'll be playing amazing. Sometimes you're not going to play good, and you just got to know how to, brush it off. Because when you're playing like almost every weekend, maybe 2 times a week. So if you're worrying about what you did yesterday in that game, then it's going to mess you up for the next game. So I would say that's like a big thing, and just staying committed. That is the biggest thing.
Yeah, I agree completely. Another person asked, do you have time for a relationship?
I do. I actually have a boyfriend. I know some we're gonna be very mad, but I do have a boyfriend.
So there it is. That question
Yeah.
got asked about 10 times. Single? Are you single?
Yeah.
She has a boyfriend. Everybody.
Yeah. And I didn't get into a relationship until my end of my junior year. I don't know. It's tough, especially when you're dating someone who also plays a sport. It's like you guys barely have time for each other. Sometimes I'll get home and I might not be able to see him until like 9 o'clock at night, and that's just how it goes. So it's hard, but if you want it to work, it'll work.
For sure. Yeah, I would say definitely 2 athletes dating.
Yes.
That's commitment.
That is. Yes.
Okay. Next question is, are tennis scholarships full or partial?
Actually, for majority of I think female athletics, because of Title IX, are full ride, especially in Division I. As far as D2, I think in D3 there can be partial. I think also some schools have it where they'll do like half academic and half athletic. So it really depends on where you go. And like Ivy League schools, they don't give scholarships at all.
At where?
At Ivy League scholarship, they don't give. I don't think they give athletic scholarships. I think they only give academic, which is like, that's really hard. But I would say for the majority of schools, they're full ride. Maybe a few partial, maybe like 2 on a team. But
okay. How many people are on a tennis team normally?
That depends.
Because I know it's pretty like, individual kind of thing.
I have seen like some teams have had like 20 girls, and then there's been teams with 6. You need at least 6 players to play. If you have like 7 or 8, and you can rotate out, but most of the time I would say it averages 7 to 10.
Pretty decent size.
Yeah.
Team.
Pretty decent.
It's a good one. Desiree asked, is there anything you wish you knew as a younger athlete that you know now from experience?
I would say one thing I would say is that I wish I didn't take some things like for granted, as in training. When I was younger, you know, when you're younger, you don't really put as much emphasis or think like, oh, this is going to affect me when I get older, but it does. And I would say if I was a little bit more, I would say committed and knew exactly what I wanted to do, then that probably would have helped me out long run. I'm still okay. Like, I'm doing great and I'm happy with where I am. But when you're like in high school, I would get upset if my mom would be like, oh, like you can't go to a party because you got to go practice in the morning. And then I'd be like, well, why can't I go to this party? Everybody else is going. And that's like one thing that you have to kind of set aside.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, many of those times where I'm like, you don't understand it when you're growing up and you're like,
yes,
oh, why can't I do this? Like, you're not. Student athletes aren't normal. Like,
yeah,
you know, there's a very small percentage of us that are on scholarships or that are athletes that are taking things to the next level. So I feel like it takes another level for you to have discipline and to get to where you want to be and to get your education. Like, that's a sacrifice in itself.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of athletes as well have missed out on opportunities because they lacked, you know, those things too. So
right.
Definitely could say that, I mean, that's amazing that you got through it. And
yeah. I'm almost
senior year. Okay, so I don't know tennis that much, but someone is asking, what number in the lineup do you play, singles and dubs? Does that make sense to you?
I can't say. The lineup hasn't been set for the spring. So I'll probably know more so closer to December. But there's 6 spots, so the one thing I will say though, in tennis and in collegiate tennis especially, everywhere you play, it can be measured the same, because sometimes coaches can switch it around and you play here one day and then somebody else plays up there, and then, you know, it varies a lot. So that's all I can say. I can't say more than that.
Okay. So when is this tennis season start?
We actually just had a preseason, kind of. It's like fall season. You play like a few tournaments, and the spring season starts in February. I think it's like our first session is like February 3rd or something like that. But that goes all the way through. Can run all the way through May, depending on how well we do and how far we go.
Okay. Awesome. So let me see. I think we have maybe a few more questions.
God, I just got my eyelash extensions done yesterday. It's like killing. Do you wear eyelash extensions?
No, I just wear strips.
Okay.
But I'm not wearing any right now.
No. Oh, you look fine.
I have like no lashes, but
you don't need it.
No, I don't like the extensions because I like to like wash.
That's what's happening. I can't even touch my face right now.
Yeah, you literally are just like, and even like in the morning, you know, like you're trying to like and it's hard.
Too much.
That's a little difficult. Okay, so we're finishing up. Last questions.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me before we finish up?
I was gonna ask. So, where did you what sport did you play, and where did you go to college?
So I played basketball. I played basketball when I started playing basketball when I was like 8 years old. That was the only sport that I had played, and so after high school, I went to a few different colleges, but I ended up at University of St. Mary, and that's where I finished.
Okay. Did you like it?
Yes. I loved it. And then I ended up going into my senior year because I got pregnant with my daughter.
Okay. Well, I saw she's so cute. I was like on your page.
Thank you.
How old is she?
She's 4, going on 14.
Oh, yes, I know. I was one of those kids, so I know.
Oh, I was one of them too, and she is a little me.
Yes.
Literally. So
that's the best though.
So yeah, I'm definitely out of college now. Had those days. I actually coached for 4 years. Just kind of story. Coached for 4 years. Varsity girls basketball. We won state 2 years in a row.
Wow.
Because I was like, it was hard. My daughter was so little, and I was assistant coach. But it was like having 2 full-time jobs. Like I was working full-time and coaching, and I was in school finishing my degree. So, and I was a single mom, so I was like, well,
that is really hard. I don't know how you do that, but that's amazing. I'm just saying that.
Thank you. So yeah, so that's kind of the backstory of myself. As far as the Beautiful Ballers page, because I know a few people kind of asked already, but I do not run the Beautiful Ballers page. I do help with, shout out to AJ, he actually runs the page and does all of the admin stuff. I'm kind of just the face of Beautiful Ballers and interacting with a lot of the girls and getting the interviews done and things like that. So I cannot take credit for Beautiful Ballers. However, we do collaborate on a lot of things and a lot of ideas that are coming up. So we do have things coming up as far as merch coming out. So stay tuned for that. I mean, our website is up. We have more interviews coming up. We're going to do interviews more frequently. So anyone that's watching right now, if you guys want to see certain people, feel free to tag us, send us DMs. We look at them all on who we can interview. And so yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like I can't take credit for running.
Well, you're doing a great job at hosting because I would get so nervous. Like I'm nervous right now.
Are you?
Yes, I'm so nervous. I was like,
oh my gosh, no.
Yes, I was telling my friend, I was like, please go watch me and tell me if I look like dumb or something. And she was like,
no.
Oh, you look fine. So
yes, no, you're completely okay. I mean, I was kind of nervous at first, but people want to see you. You know, they want to hear you talk. They want to see you. They want to know your opinions.
Yes.
So there's nothing to be.
Yes. I never go live. So, like, this is literally the first time I've gone live in, like, a year, I think. So, yes. Maybe I'll start doing it more.
Do it more often.
Yeah, maybe I'll go live.
Well, sometimes, like, if I get on live, I'm going to hit you up and be like, you're going live.
Let me know. For real.
I will. I'll make sure that I add you on here. But, yeah, nothing to be nervous about. You did perfectly fine. So, we're going to try to upload this interview onto our YouTube page and our website and things like that. So make sure you share to
I will,
things like that. And then we'll kind of go from there. Do you have any other questions or anything?
Nope. I think I'm good. I got all that I need.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time and for taking the time out to have us interview you, and people requested you and they wanted to know things about you.
It's so not
most of the time we mostly have it's mostly volleyball and basketball girls.
Yeah.
I was actually really excited to do this interview because I'm like, oh, okay, we have a tennis player. It's a little different.
I love that you guys started branching out and showing more athletes and all the different sports. I think I was one of the first tennis girls, and then I saw that you guys started doing a lot with gymnastics and track too. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
like,
we're
track girls are amazing. Everything about them.
A lot of, so initially when we had started, because this page started when I was in college. Like, it's been a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I was in, this is kind of how like me and AJ is the person that runs the page. That's kind of how me and him started collabing, because he would show me a lot of love when I was in college, and he was posting me all the time, and we would, you know, go back and forth, and he was so sweet. And then once I got out of college, I was kind of trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to do as far as like social media. And so I got my degree in communications. So this is kind of like the background of that, and managing and hosting and doing things like that. So he was like, oh, well, let's practice using the page. Like, let's do some together and let's collab. Yeah. So that's kind of how me and him got in it. And starting out, it was mostly basketball. It was like beautiful ballers. So,
that's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was mostly female basketball players.
Right.
So recently have been trying to like get more into other sports and just celebrating women in general. So shout out to him for really like making that happen.
I love that. I definitely feel like a lot of times female athletes aren't getting like the recognition that they deserve. And I feel like you guys, you know, give them that opportunity and are able to like showcase them and stuff. And we receive a lot of love from that. So
absolutely. Well, I'm gonna let you go. It was so nice having you.
Thank you for having me.
And we will definitely have you back. So make sure you guys go follow her page. We can post a picture of her. It's your @ name? Go ahead and tell them your @ name. _
Christina, the CH .J. And yeah, that's _ Christina.J. So
perfect. And also, we actually posted a picture and tagged her in it, so that's another way that you guys can find her. I'm also going to post this to our story. Actually, let me.
I was trying to read what someone said.
No, I'll just do it. What about what?
Something about NBA. I don't know what it was. Maybe it went up. I don't know.
Do you think that women should be in the NBA? Women should VCV be in the NBA? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
But should women be in the NBA? Are we really asking that? Like,
I know.
It's what the WNBA is for, and yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, yes. So, okay. So we'll post this to our story, and we'll make sure that we tag you and everything, and then we will go from there. So thank you so much, and we will talk to you later.
Okay. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.